Yesterday we had a fantastic presentation from Professor Hyun Lee, which summarizes all of the excellent performance that led to Korea becoming an OECD country very, very early on. And I hope that we don't forget today the key lessons of East Asia for sustainable growth and development, as presented yesterday by Professor Lee. Okay. The recipe started in Japan and further developed by South Korea and then several countries and China. And this provides us with a high degree of certainty, in my opinion, as to the do's and the don'ts by the public and the private sector. Each has a role, and this is also very clear in the recipe. The instruments at the micro and the macro level for economic diversification, for building the technology base, for export growth, for going up the value chain, and especially the global value chain. Today, I hope that turning to the topic of the new normal, growth, we're going to listen to what the key questions are, and we also want to look at whether there are patterns in Asia that can be replicated in other regions of the world, in spite of the new normal, if you believe there is one still going on. And especially the graduation from being a middle-income country to a high-income country, which we remember Justin Lin told us has seemed almost impossible for so many decades. We also want not to forget about these short-cycle manufacturing sectors for MENA. In other words, we don't want to forget what we are eager to implement in the MENA region. I also hope that this morning's debate will determine what is really new in what we describe as reduced growth rate for China from 10 to about half of that rate of growth, because it seems to me many of you believe that it was expected. We already heard noises yesterday about, is it really a secular slowdown that we're experiencing? And we also want to remember what it is that should be done by our countries, whether in MENA or in the Latin American countries, in terms of mainly the monetary and fiscal policies that can promote the growth path of Asian countries, so as to keep our theme going over our 3 days. We are delighted to have Professor Raimundo Soto, who's an Associate Professor of Economics at one of Chile's best universities, Pontificia Universidad Católica de Chile. He's received his PhD in economics from Georgetown University. He specializes in macro theory and econometrics and has published extensively in international journals covering long-term growth, exchange rate misalignment, monetary policy, as well as corruption, resource curse, institutions, and fiscal policy. His most recent book is The Economy of Dubai, which is published by Oxford University Press in 2016, and he might also tell us a little bit about that book.